want my experience to help understand the symptoms. When it comes to your health, this is no time.
I'm going to do this segment on women and what they've been doing lately and how they've been it's really been something with your women. And I don't like to do a lot of negative things, but some women just be telling on themselves, man. And you're gonna see this video.
So we got this sister that's going to, try to give some reasons why some of these men aren't just really jumping blindly to protect women. It's all related to Brickgate.
Reason why black women don't feel protected by black men is because black women run their mouth too much. They talk too much. They yell, they scream. They have a mouth. And they get very disrespectful. They don't know how to control their tongue. So black man is saying, if you're going to put yourself in harm's way, why should I get in that? Why, if you're loud talking a man, you get disrespectful, why should he intervene? That's why black women do not feel protected by black men. Because black men say, you talk too much. You need to pipe down and quiet your mouth. And a lot of women feel they could actually fight a man. And no, you can't fight a man. Do you hear me? You can't fight a man. You don't have the strength. So black men leave you to take some licks. That's why a lot of you guys are getting hit by black men and you don't feel protected. Because black men say you run your mouth too much. That's why black men don't protect black women. Facts.
Well, let me say this. I wouldn't say all, because we don't want to definitely speak in absolutes. But you do have some who don't listen to black men when they tell you, hey, chill out. Hey, don't do this. Hey, don't go there. Hey, don't wear that. You know what I'm saying? Some of them think that they can hit a black man, talk to a black man any kind of way, hit him below the belt in the conversation to the point, and they know they're hitting that man below the belt on what they're saying to try to get a reaction out of him. And then when a man put hands on him, then they want to say he's wrong, want to call the police and all kind of other things, right? Well, it's like this. There was this sister saying, you can't fight a man, which is true. So don't try to go to that level with a man. You just walk away from the conversation, say, look, I'm not getting involved with that, whatever. But men aren't jumping in blind to go deal with anything. If you want the protection of a man, then you listen to men when they talk to you. You follow their instruction. Do what you're told to do in the area of protection, and you will get those men's protection. Trust me on that. When men see a feminine woman, a cooperative woman, who's willing to listen to men, they have no problem protecting them. Even strangers will protect a woman when they see that coming from her. You understand what I'm saying? Like, for instance, if a guy won't leave you alone and say, hey, leave, hey, just go over there and get away from him, right? And this woman do that, and this guy keeps following, then the man don't have no problem stepping in and protecting you. Why? Because he's like, wait a minute. She's listening to what I'm telling her to do to protect herself. He's still following. So I'm going to say, hey, man, let that woman alone, man, whatever. You understand what I'm saying? Men don't mind protecting you, but you got to listen when men tell you what to do if you want that protection. You don't get to go out here, act a fool, and think that men going to jump in and protect you. It's just not going to happen. So if you really want protection, you need to get yourself in a position to get you a husband. Because if you get you a husband, that's going to be the man that's going to protect you more than anybody else.
About black women and preventative protection, and how if you want someone to protect you, you're going to have to listen to them and try to avoid being in dangerous situations.
What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Rome, back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, I hope you subscribe. So today we are going to be discussing this situation with this young lady here, and I know it seems like we're going over this brick lady situation over and over again, but this is related to it, but it isn't about the brick lady. Thank goodness. It's really starting to people are starting to show their true colors because of this situation, especially on the women's side. And you're starting to see a bit of a divide amongst the sisterhood. And I'm gonna show you what I mean with this young lady here, man. All right. Now, what I want to do is show you the video that she's referencing. I'm gonna show you that, and then I'm gonna go back to this and continue on with this. All right. Let's keep it moving.
In regards to black women not being protected, let me first state the obvious. No man should put his hands on a woman. We desire protection, but sometimes what we don't understand is that true protection comes with a level of control. Bodyguards are a good example. A bodyguard will make their client leave from a dangerous place. The bodyguard has to know all the details: who, what, when, where, why, and how. And the client has to listen to the bodyguard and follow the instruction that the bodyguard gives them. It's really an agreement between all parties involved. When the person who needs protecting does not follow the instruction and the direction of the protector, it puts the protector in a situation where they're more likely to lose their life. I have 4 brothers and a father, and I listen to their instruction even when they're not around. They have told me to stay away from certain places if I'm by myself or if it's late at night. They've also advised me not to be drunk or high in certain situations. Even though my brothers, my dad, and the men in my life protect me, I in turn protect them by listening to them and following their instruction. They don't have to come to my defense in some wild scenario, because if I listened to them, I wouldn't have been there in the first place. And this is another thing I feel like is pertinent to say, and I know folks ain't gonna like this one. I don't have sons right now, but when I do have sons, I'm gonna teach them that there's a difference between diamonds and dirt and rubies and rocks. Rubies and diamonds are often in jewelry stores. They're in glass cases, they're secured, there's an alarm system, there's a lot of layers of protection because those things are valuable. But you could pull over to the side of the road and find some dirt and rocks. Expecting a man to risk his well-being, his future, and his life on someone who does not see value in themselves or the man is asinine. That's a very asinine thing to ask. All I'm saying is, protection comes with a little bit of sacrifice. It comes with a little bit of control. And me personally, I feel that what I have to sacrifice and the amount of control I have to give up is 100% worth it to receive the protection that I've been getting my whole life.
Alright, now, I don't see anything wrong with what she said, but I'm going to go back to the previous video and she's going to explain to you the kind of response that she was getting from the hyenas. Check this out.
And because you guys didn't like what I said, I received death threats. People wish that someone would bust my car window and pistol whip me. People wish that some people, or that they themselves, could find me and hit me with a brick. All these young girls that are out here that are still wet behind the ears but are aging like milk and bananas calling me old. I'm not expecting y'all to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that, because I know y'all don't care. But I'm gonna say what I want regardless, because I don't receive my self-worth and validation based on what people say about me online. I proudly grew up in a time before all of that, and my self-worth and validation is based on my principles and my character. Some of y'all wouldn't know nothing about that. So I'll say this again, for the people that have sense, preventative protection is the best kind of protection. For every other crime that exists, we understand that preventative measures is the best way to avoid said crimes. If I don't want my car broken into or stolen or vandalized, I'm not gonna leave it unlocked with valuable things in my car. I know people personally who have gotten their car broken into several times. I've never gotten my car broken into, knock on wood. If I don't want to get robbed, I'm not going to go to the ATM late at night by myself, because that is not a wise decision to make. And you guys can say, well, that still doesn't stop people from getting robbed or their car getting stolen or whatever, but it greatly minimizes the risk. You feel me? Same thing when it comes to condoms and birth control. Condoms and birth control are not 100% effective, but it significantly minimizes the risk of you getting an STD or you getting pregnant. In addition to taking preventative measures by not being in dangerous places by yourself, actually listening to the men that tell you to take preventative measures is another way that will help to ensure your safety as a woman in this world. And to the ladies who have never had a man love them enough to try to prevent something bad from happening to them, you honestly have my sincere condolences. And to those of you who say, why don't you just tell men to stop abusing women? Why don't we hold them accountable? If telling someone to stop being an abuser, a thief, or a murderer worked, then the prisons, we wouldn't have a need for prisons. None of that would exist. So excuse me for for living in the real world. I'm a very proactive kind of person. We can't change what happened in the past or things that have already happened to women, but we can help minimize the risk of those things happening in the future.
Well said, man. Well said. I couldn't agree more. But I do gotta say this. I find it really, really disgusting that there's women out there that are threatening women just because they don't agree with you and want to follow your narrative. That's really like literally like y'all want to sit over here and make unalive threats. Like that's not cute. Like I'm like, can you imagine how cringe it would be if men were saying this about women over this situation? And y'all want to sit over here and act like channels like this is creating a divide. I'm like, I think this situation along with the Chicago situation, has created quite a bit of divide. Because it seems like y'all women only want men that's gonna crash out for you blindly, with no regard of what's going on in the situation, and want to be quick to jump into a fight that they didn't even sign up for. This is crazy, man. Like I want to sit over here and say I'm surprised, but at this point I'm not surprised. Honestly, I'm just disappointed. I'm really, really, really disappointed because this is coming from women who claim to be the classiest, nicest people, and they just so moral on such a moral high ground. But you want to sit over here and make unalive threats to other women that just because they don't agree with you. That's sick. Oh. And she wasn't the only one that was getting similar reactions, man. I'm like, y'all remember Dana Dang? Check this out.
I'm seeing some stitches from some of y'all women upset about my take on black men's protection of women that they don't know, and you can save the fake outrage. Because the reality is the same way that these men have conditions on who they willing to protect, be it their family or women that they love, y'all black women also have conditions on who you willing to protect as well. Because the only time you give protection to other black women is when you like them. But when you don't like them, you try everything in your power to ruin them or to hurt them, because a lot of y'all have evil spirits. So you can save lying and acting like you got this high moral compass and that you don't have any conditions on who you protect. You just protect anybody because you're such a good person. No, you're not. You protect who you like. If you don't deem that woman to be somebody that you like, then you'll do everything in your power to hurt her. And that's the reality. So you can save it. The same way the men got conditions, y'all got conditions as well. Right? You just like to be upset for no reason. You like to argue stuff that's not even nothing to argue about. If the men got online and said that the only ones they gonna protect is their family and their loved ones, that's what they said. How are you gonna argue that? You can't bully somebody into making them change their mind on who they said they gonna protect. They already told you, either you take notes and apply it, or you gonna be somewhere waiting on somebody to protect you and they never do. Right? All I said in my video is you need to make sure you protect yourself, because you shouldn't be counting on somebody else to protect you, because if you do, you may get a sad reality when they don't. So you better off making sure you got your own back than waiting on somebody else to do it. That's all I said. But again, a lot of y'all just like to argue. You like to argue stuff that ain't even nothing you need to argue about. Men are giving you the answers to an open book test and you still failing. You're going back and forth with them about why they shouldn't do this, why they shouldn't do that. It doesn't matter if you agree. It doesn't matter, because it's still going to be what it is. If they said they ain't going to protect you, then that's what they said. You cannot force them to do something they telling you that they're not going to do. But you got some real audacity to even question who men are willing to protect when most black women need protection from black women.
Oh yeah, I'm not done. I got some more for you, man. Check this out. And then another brother that I react to, he stitched in as well, man. Y'all gonna like what he had to say. This gonna pretty much bring it all to a close.
Wait, mentally, you all there when you are arguing over assaults that have not actually even taken place. You are online wishing harm on people and their loved ones because you don't like the answer that you got from a hypothetical assault.
I love when people can put
words to my thoughts that I haven't let out my mouth yet. Craziest thing I found about this entire situation, and we about to talk about something. The first video I made initially, I said, I would like to think that I could sit there and mind my business if I saw a woman getting beat up in public. But honestly, I would probably jump into action and stop somebody from hitting on a woman. Then I ended the video by saying, listen ladies, get a gun. Get a gun and shoot him if they hitting on you. He should have got some freedom seeds in his chest after he hit you in the face with a brick. We about to talk about that in a second. I noticed this though. There is a violent need for women to be right on the internet. I don't know what it is, but being wrong is like dying to y'all. And not even being wrong, just like someone disagreeing with you. These men said, I protect pretty much any woman I know, but I'm not gonna die for a stranger. Y'all acting like y'all had labor pains over that.
Oh man, bro. Brother, you preaching to the choir when it comes to that need to be right, man. Matter of fact, I think that's the next clip I need to download for my sound effects. The force is strong. I need that, bro. Ooh-wee, man. For the women that need to be right, I need that sound clip. Let's keep it moving.
But when it's your daughter or your mama, I hope they get hit upside the head with a brick, and I hope everybody watch. Now here's what we need to talk about. More information has come out. And you women on the internet with a violent need to be right, y'all are ignoring it. I'm no specialist, so I could have never have caught these things, but somebody said, how you get smacked upside the head with a brick? There's no abrasions, no blood, no nothing, just a swollen noggin. And when I heard that, I said, interesting. That is kind of funny when you think about it. Even like, you ever see somebody get hit in the head here and they get like a blood clot in their eye, you know? Interesting. She also disappeared. Hasn't said a word. And then, correspondence from one of the nurses, she didn't go to the hospital, she went to a care spot. Correspondence from one of them said that they had to take saline out of her face. Because that was what was in her face. Oh, okay. And now, I don't think any of the women who are screaming and hooping and hollering about that woman getting hit with a brick, I don't think they have anything to say. But
that's all they got to say.
Still is the principle. Whole time, Shawty was lying. And black men got held accountable for a woman lying. They're not protectors for a woman lying. Them boys weak because of a lie a woman told. And not a soul is gonna come back and say, well, it seems as if this whole thing was a big hoax. Sorry. Y'all wished death and violence on people's daughters and moms. Because, like Dana said, of a hypothetical situation that never happened. Somebody said, well, I wouldn't jump in. I hope your mama get hit with a brick. Y'all don't think there's anything wrong with you? You don't think you need to seek professional help? Emotional damage.
Yeah, to say the least. Yeah, these women are cuckoo for real. It's another thing for you to like get in your feelings because somebody disagreed with you or whatever the case may be, but come on now. Like we threatening people now. Like come on now. Y'all really gotta grow up. Y'all really gotta grow up. And then considering the situation turned out to be a hoax and y'all don't got no kind of empathy, anything about what y'all said, and then y'all wonder why men looked at it from that viewpoint to begin with. Because when we proven to be right, look where y'all at now. Quiet is a rat pissing on cotton. Bro, enough is enough, man. You know it's getting real bad when the women are threatening other women. Just because these women are being logical. It's crazy, bro. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this, man. If you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure
righteous, empathetic, heroic. Just a few of the words used to describe you, considering that you saved yourself from your kidnapper.
I just have to tell this story because it's so funny. I was talking to this guy, so I went over to his house. We would talk for a few months, like on and off. So I went over to his house just to help him do something.
I'm literally getting dug out! Raw!
So when it comes time for me to leave, he's about to go out, and I'm like, okay, cool. He's like, help me pick out an outfit, blah, blah. Okay, so we pick out the outfit, and he's about to iron it, and he just hands me the iron, and he's like, hey, can you iron this for me? And I'm like, yeah, of course, that's fine, that's not a problem, I'll iron it for you. So we're ironing it, lint rolling it, making sure, he looks real nice. Okay, so I go home. My friend texts me. Mind you, me and her were supposed to go out, and I ended up not going. She texts me, and he's like, he's here on a date. I'm like, who is on a date? She was like, the guy you're talking to. We're just at his house an hour ago. He's here where I am, and he's on a date. So I text him, and I'm like, tell me that you're not on a date in the outfit I ironed. He said, no, I'm at a birthday dinner. He goes, no, I'm at a birthday dinner. I said, so you're telling me you're not at a certain place right now with the girl in front of you? No, I'm at a birthday dinner. I said, so the girl with the denim shorts and the sweater on in the middle of the summer, she's not with you? And he's like, no, I'm at a birthday dinner. You're always questioning me. You're always wrong. I just didn't have any words. I
plead the fifth. Five, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hey, listen. Hey, listen. Honestly, the only thing I really see wrong with what he did was he should have just been honest from the jump. Because as she said, they were talking on and off for the past couple of months. So he wasn't under any type of obligation where he had to necessarily just be dating her, unless that was otherwise discussed where they were only going to be talking to each other. And at that point, you might as well just call it what it is, where you're in a relationship. Because while she's sitting here telling this story, only thing I can really think of is, well, you did say you were talking on and off for the past couple months. And that time, no guy took you out on a date. Now I think she's just upset because she ironed his clothes for him and pretty much dressed him to go out on a date with someone else. But sometimes people like to play dumb and pretend as if they don't know the kind of person they're dealing with. And if you're dealing with someone who you've been talking to on and off for the past couple months and they're not pressed to take things to the next level, it's probably because they have other people on their radar who they're interested in.
I hate it when men lead with their money and then expect women not to want money from them. That doesn't make any sense. If you want someone there for you, don't talk about your money. If you show it, people are going to expect that from you. That's how y'all think, right? That's how the average man thinks. Okay. If you show it, that's what you should expect people to want from you. Because that's what y'all say to women all the time. So if you show them money, you should expect a woman to want money from you.
Hey, now listen. She got a point. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that there are not men who do that. I'm not going to be in that type of time. Men have to be held accountable for their poor decisions when it comes to the women they choose also. So if you're out here leading with your wallet, taking her to expensive places, giving her experiences that are expensive because you want to impress her and give her an idea of the type of lifestyle that she's going to be able to experience if she's with you, and you know that that's a damn lie, but the only reason you're doing it is because you figure that that's the easiest way for you to be able to decimate, dismantle, and destroy her guts, then don't be mad when that's what she expects from you. And don't start bitching when she leave you because you're no longer providing that kind of experience for her. Stevie Wonder could see the only reason she was with you was because you were obviously flashing cash. But what happens as men? You get caught up in the visual, you get caught up in the aesthetic of her beauty, telling yourself, oh, I got to have that. And you plant seeds in your mind of, oh, I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do just to be able to bust those cheeks. And listen, if that's the type of game you're gonna be on, then that's on you. But what happens is, for some of you, you go that route, but you stick around far longer than what you should. It should have been an in and out mission. But because you got hypnotized by the buns, you stick around and you continue to provide her with the things that you used to get her. And then the second you start to fall off with that lifestyle you've been generating and giving her, and she notices it and brings it to your attention, now all of a sudden you're upset and you want to label her as a gold digger, when in fact, of course she was a gold digger. She's been that the whole time. You just chose to ignore it.
Nope, don't believe a thing she says about her ex. Not one thing. And the reason why is this. Look, women know that they must put themselves in the best light possible for you to deem them as worthy, for you to deem them as valuable, for you to deem her as a viable candidate for a relationship. And she knows the way to do that is by putting her ex in the worst light possible. Because if she doesn't do that, then she knows that you're going to bring her into question. She knows that you're going to have a whole bunch of doubts and insecurities about her, because you're going to be like, wait, if he was a good man and he was doing what he was supposed to do in a relationship, there's no way that you're a good woman. There's no way that you'll be a good woman for me. So there's no sense of us even going any further than this. Look at her as a saleswoman, because that's exactly what she is. She's selling you the idea of her value, not the actuality of her value, because quiet is kept. Value doesn't need to be sold. It sells itself. Okay? You don't want to be talking about a man behind his back with a woman anyway, or period, because we as men, we have a code in which if we have an issue with a man, we go straight to the source. You don't have an issue with him. She supposedly does. Okay? Because quiet is kept, he ain't even present to speak his piece. He's not present to give his side of the story and defend his name. Don't fall into that trap, because just like she's talking about him to you, she'll be talking to the next guy about you if y'all don't work out.
Nurses, I keep telling y'all that there are some men who will literally only want to date you because they view you as a paycheck. I just saw a video that I literally refuse to include here and glorify with a stitch. But it was a man basically just saying that he saw how much a nurse makes. I don't know how he accessed, what her check was. And I looked at this man's page. He's unemployed. He's attempting to start his rap career. And I don't know what real value he could add to a household. But somewhere there is a woman who's going to accept that. Start telling these men that y'all work for the sanitation department. Because if he starts to add up your check before he adds up what he could add to you, what qualities he likes about you, if you're even compatible, it's a recipe for disaster, and I'm sick of y'all getting used.
Well. It's crazy how when the tables are turned, all of a sudden it's time to sound the horns. For however long you can think back, women have always been doing what? We know it. How much does a man need to make? What kind of car does he drive? What can that man do for me financially? Women will actually try to coach other women and help them to understand that you need to find you a man who's making money, who you can take care of you, who you can make sure you have access to his resources, and no one bats an eye. And really don't be fooled, because it's not just all about women making more money. There are plenty of men out here who will be happy to have a woman who's making her own money. They come together, they can build together and build the type of wealth that you really can only build sometimes when you have someone else who you're working with and you're on the same page as far as what you want for your family and the type of generational wealth you are looking to build. But then we all know there are some women out there that when they start to make that kind of money, they also start to develop that masculine mindset, where they start believing that they don't need a man for anything. They start believing that there's no value a man can bring to their life. And as a result, you can't be surprised when you're only attracting more feminine men who are looking for a come up and want to use you for your money.
When did it become the bystander's job to become adventurers? Okay? This idea that if you're a bystander and you're walking down the street minding your business and you see some going down and you immediately have to jump in without a second thought, that is craziness, okay? Because in terms of bystanders, the only job a bystander has is to render aid if needed or find help, i.e. police officer, security. But it's not a bystander's job to jump in like it's a fucking tag team match, okay? And for all the people out there that want to say, oh, well, you have to jump in or you have to help someone because it's the right thing to do, it's the kind thing to do, it's the human thing to do. How many times have you been walking down the street and you see the homeless person and you completely ignore them?
You know, one thing that's occurring far more often, it seems like, because people are recording each other and putting it out there on social media, is a lot more people are playing Monday morning quarterback. I think people are really underestimating just how shocking it can be when you see a violent or some type of dangerous situation going on. It's not most people's instinct to run towards danger. That's not a normal thing. But really what it comes down to is people are not willing to risk their lives or put themselves in harm's way for someone who's a stranger. And in our communities, let's be honest, in our neighborhoods and in our communities nowadays, people are more strangers now than they are ever. How many people really even know their neighbors? How many people actually know the people who live 4 or 5 houses down the block from them?
That's true.
You probably wouldn't even recognize them if you saw them at the supermarket because you don't interact with people in your neighborhood. And because of that, the average person just doesn't have that connection where they feel like, hey, I know this person, so I'm going to make sure they're okay. Anyway, guys, as always,
check this one out.
He's a part of shit of my grandfather. Part of me that I will never read. I heard he liked to play along with bars already.
Welcome to God You. We've trained the best and brightest young talent. I'm going to be number one.
Lessons.
Why would you be with somebody that's in the industry if you weren't gonna have a full-fledged relationship with that individual? This intuition of when our man is sneaking or cheating or being shiesty. But you ain't got no intuition for when your man is unhappy or dissatisfied. Men constantly have to put their feelings on the back burner or suppress things or keep it peeved. Satisfy you, love. Feeding you, to taking y'all out, to picking you up.
Like, oh, you told me your cousin married a Colombian or something, or oh, he's like, yeah, because I just opened my mind. Like, I didn't know there were such beautiful women. And
Hey guys, welcome back to More to Life. Before I get into this video, like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell to make sure you get my videos as soon as I release them. Let's hop right into this.
He told me that he sometimes didn't want to kiss me when I came home from work. So I'm sorry. Why would you be with somebody that's in the industry if you weren't gonna have a full-fledged relationship with that individual? You know she all day.
She does corn.
Corn.
He didn't want to kiss her sometimes when she came home from work, because sometimes she probably finishes all the time. He'd probably seen his wife's work, and you know what they do, finishing. Yeah, corn. I don't think that's respectful.
So why would you think she wouldn't want to come home and want to kiss from you? You her man. You chose her. They want to get mad and not kiss your woman? What? All day long? I don't know what that is. Maybe munching carpets too? I don't know. But yeah, you chose her, dude. I don't know. If my husband was in that kind of business, well, I wouldn't marry nobody in that business. I can't even get over that thought. So, look, you chose her, dude. Give your woman a kiss. Kiss all of those.
That's why those corn stars don't really last long relationships, because guys, I don't know why to even get with them. You have to live with that. Same thing as OnlyFans. So many of them OnlyFans is wild. Hey, this is the future. Welcome to the future. Let's go on to the next video.
And I'll be the first to tell you, don't nobody care about that little armpit size. Man, sit down. Why is it that we as women have this radar, this intellect, this intuition of when our man is sneaking or cheating or being shiesty? But you ain't got no intuition for when your man is unhappy or dissatisfied.
it's just me, myself, and I.
Or going through some I don't get it. Women are selfish and
emotional, damn it.
men constantly have to put their feelings on the back burner or suppress things or keep it peeved to satisfy you, love. Why can't you equally do that for your man? It could be a woman's world, but it should be your man's world as well, babe.
Thanks.
The same way you want your partner to be able to sense when something is off within your space or your energy or a vibe, you mad, you irritated, you sad. You should be capable of doing the same thing. Y'all can't read the room because you don't care to. That's why all these relationships up. Because you think cool and he unhappy as hell.
You kept hearing it beeping. I'm like, but it's not beeping nothing down. I don't know, God. I found that disturbing. It's beeping. I said, the curse is there. I don't know what's going on in the back. But anyway, she's right. 1,000%, right? It's the way women were raised, this generation, right? It was from what they wanted to do was very successful, right? The agenda that was pushed was extremely successful. And it was almost satanic, right? Because this, man, is wild. A lot of guys know what I'm talking about, though. This here was meant to break up the natural order of things, to keep men and women separate, to, you know, for the mental takeover of the Western society. And then, you know, the Western society usually controls the whole world. It's deeper than you think, man, but this is real. This here, you have a few that get it. They see what's happening, they say, you know what? I'm going to treat men with respect. Because they know. Some women know what's happening, right? You have some women that sit around and that think like I do, right? I've been thinking like this since I was younger. And it's good to see more women, and more women need to speak up. So it'll give some guys a fighting chance, but really it's no fighting chance. That's why so many are checking out. On to the next video.
A man owes you nothing through the dating stage. The getting to know, you know, not committed yet, no ring on your finger yet, no children together. Like, come on now. And if you're charging a man to spend time with you, that is, I don't know whose son y'all already played with, or what real man let you get away with that. Charging a man for your time to spend time with you, that is bullshit. That's not normal. You should like the man that you're spending time with enough to give your time freely, the same way he's giving his time freely. Matter of fact, he loses money to spend time with you already as it is, from feeding you to taking y'all out to picking you up. And I'm talking about real men, obviously. You know,
it's come to a head now. It really has. It's come to a head, but you can tell though, these women that spoke in the last two videos, the last two clips, they have always felt this way. I don't think they're doing it for the internet, right? You can tell in their voice tones. They really mean that. They really mean it. You have some women, you can tell they turn on the camera, and even some women that have opposite thoughts, right, and support that. A lot of that too, it's not an act. It's really how they feel. You can tell who's really confused. It's weird, man. Like, you can, I guess it comes with age. For being around this earth for so long, after a while, you can look at people and say, why are you doing this for views? A lot of people do stuff on TikTok for views, and they get popular, and it's wild. The whole Western society is a big popular propaganda act, right? Doesn't make sense what I just said, but that's what it is. Everybody trying to get popular.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about clout. Yeah, guys, it will continue to be like that until the sun turns over and turns blue. But let's go on to the next one.
All men have a type.
Oh shit. This thing froze up. Oh.
Amid global market volatility, stock
Yeah,
market
he's right on
losses
that
and
one.
rising inflation have left investors with
That men have a type, and it's best for you to find out if you are his type or not. Okay? Save yourself the time and the heartache of finding out too late. Okay? Ask this guy for his top 3 celebrity crushes.
Are we caring about that?
And I say 3 because he might say a celebrity that kind of looks like you, but that's not really his type. He might be saying it just because, you know, he's being nice.
What are you talking about?
And don't fall for the, I don't know, I don't really watch a lot of TV, or I don't know. Okay, well then in that case, take it a step further. Okay, well if I were to look at your exes, do they all look the same? And the reason why I really want to lead with this directness is because there are some men that will date you and treat you really nicely, but they're not attracted to you. Like, they're attracted to you, they think you're pretty, but they're not attracted to all of you. They might be like, oh, she's kind of my type, but not really. She's not really my type at all, actually, but she's so nice. Or she kind of has something I like, but not really. Okay? And the reason why I'm so passionate about this is because it's happened to me twice, girls, okay? First time with my ex-fiance, where I found out months later, yes, months later, that he had only dated white women who were very voluptuous. And that's not me, okay? I'm definitely more on the skinny, curvy side. And that's just who I am. That's always how I've been. And it's not going to change, okay? And I noticed with the other guy that I was dating more recently that his type was definitely way more white, way more olive skin, and you know, his whole snippet or whatever.
No, she was giving white guys, right? Let her keep going.
Feel, I should say, of wanting to date black or wanting to date something different than what he was used to because he'd opened his mind. Was a huge red flag. I should have obviously swerved around, but I was like, oh my god, like, oh, you told me your cousin married a Colombian or something, or, oh, he's like, yeah, I just opened my mind, like, I didn't know there were such beautiful women until, like, my cousin got married, and I saw, and, you know, I got inspired, and okay, cool, right? That was kind of like my comfort with pursuing or allowing him to pursue me, okay? And then he had the audacity to tell me a couple months later, after he had been with me, spoiled me, you know, given me the time, you're not my type. You're beautiful, but you're not my type.
So pretty much what she's saying, her cousin was a passport bro, right? He heard about, he seen how beautiful she was, because you know, the Colombian woman is some of the most beautiful women on earth, right? He seen her, and then seen what she was doing for him, right? He saw what she brought to the table, and he saw how bad she was, and still loved him, and he seen submission. So what she was bringing was serve me, right? Am I wrong? Am I preaching to somebody right now?
Oh, absolutely.
What he seen from her was serve me. He seen from his cousin's girl serve you. Instantly fell in love.
He told me that. Imagine how my esteem faltered, like how it just completely fell through the ground. Okay? Some men will take it far with you, will use you, use your body, use your mind, use you for whatever purpose, for clout, for for.
No, it wasn't a use, woman. It wasn't a use. See, this is the thing, right? You have to understand. A new day has come. Men are they're going to go for what's best for them. So he made the right choice. When he said you wasn't his type, what he meant was you want him to be all about you. He wants somebody to be about him. So learn that, ladies. Learn that. Because what's going to happen is this guy didn't have goals and ambitions to be a passport bro. He's seen from a passport bro. Then you know what he started thinking? This is the way. Instantly.
Oh, absolutely.
This is the way. This is the way. Probably seen how gorgeous she was, right? And thick. This is the way. You see, she said she's on the slimmer side. He wanted more. One with voluptuous white woman than a cousin. Than this guy. Colombian woman could have been thick, serving her man. This is the way. This is the way. Passport, bro. Passport. No. That's how it is, man. But one more learn. But they have to start learning because it's only going to get worse. Because guys have realized it's more to life than dealing with you.
Yep. I couldn't agree more. But it was one video. Damn, I passed it up. Where that video at? It was really interesting. Yeah, and you know, there's a lot of good advice in that video, and really, it was really surprising on a lot of the good women that really made some good points. It is, like he says, refreshing to see women that's really able to see what's going on and not, they're being so closed-minded. But yeah, it's a new day, a new age, man. It's just, hey, you just gotta really know how to be selective. Oh, and we might have to cut this video short. I don't find this video, but let me. I'm gonna go to this video.
Zapier's
See
automation is the
what this
easiest
woman
way to
did.
efficiently grow your business. Get a lead from a campaign, automatically add it to your CRM,
You know what?
and send a message to a salesperson so they can close the deal faster. Automation isn't magic, it's Zapier. Get started for free.
We have to head over to Ohio, Blendon Township, Ohio, right outside of Columbus, Ohio, where a 21-year-old woman lost her life at Kroger. There's a debate about this on social media, some blaming the officer who's responsible for taking Takaya out, her family lawyered up, and possibly looking to get a settlement from the town. But others say Takaya was in the wrong and caused her own demise. We're going to dive into the information here and get a better look. But first, take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification.
Hey, this is Raul. Please act right. Ever since the video of the woman who got hit with the brick came out, women have been all over social media dogging the men that were there for not helping her. And of course, you probably already know that she was exposed for being a troublemaker. So while women are being upset that men are not coming to the rescue of women, especially black women, I want you to take a look at this video. Here's a car that crashed into an ambulance, and the ambulance had its flashing lights and sirens on, according to everybody in the video. See these two little girls right here? They have nothing to do with the accident, but they're yelling at what I believe was the guy who was driving the car, and he tells them, I don't care for whatever it is that they're saying. Watch how these little hood boogers start acting.
Do you know that they can run their fucking tag, they fucking numbers, they VIN numbers, they VIN numbers, and they fucking
Now keep in mind, neither one of these little girls have anything to do with the accident, but notice the guy telling her to be quiet and she's not listening. These are the black women that they want us to protect. How can we protect them? Not only when they won't listen, but when they're insisting on fighting a man. Now he's holding her back with one hand and she can't break free, but she wants to go and fight this dude or the women that's with him.
What's up? Bitch, I'm gonna run up. Bitch, I'm gonna run up. Bitch, I'm gonna run up, bitch.
So these are the black women that we're supposed to be protecting. And how much do you want to bet that the woman that got hit with the brick was acting in the same manner? This is exactly why those men stood there and watched her get hit and didn't do anything at all. And we all know women, especially black women, got way too much mouth when they get into a confrontation with men. And don't get me wrong, it's not just black women, it's most women in Western society altogether. So moving forward, I want all the women to hear this.
Oh, this is the one I want, Kate.
I can't take my eyes off my eyes. My go-to is Lumify eye drops. Lumify dramatically reduces redness.
Check this one out.
Look at the difference. My eyes.
What I'm realizing is that women are a special kind of
I recently was going on dates with a man, and nice guy, good guy, treated me well, but
Here we go. She met a nice guy and he treated her well, but let's see what type of nonsense she's gonna come up with.
once I realized that he was not my husband, because I'm only looking for husband energy at the moment, I ended things with him.
Like you're supposed to if you feel like he's not the one.
Told him that I didn't see it going any further. He agreed. He said that he didn't think that he could make me happy.
And he was right, because if he's a good guy and you want to walk away, he knows there's no way he's going to be able to satisfy you.
And while I appreciate that, it was a very kind response, he didn't even try.
Try for what? You said you didn't want him.
Even try and say that he wanted to change, that he wanted to whatever.
I can be manipulated. I will listen to you. But you didn't even try.
So you got with a good guy, you decided you didn't want him, so he decided to leave. But you want him to stick around and try to convince you, no. I mean, manipulate you into wanting him. Jenny?
Are you stupid or something?
Mother of Lord, she wanted the man to manipulate her. What type of twisted mind games is that? She thinks dating is PlayStation 5. Daddy, if you want to play games, go and download Candy Crush and leave these good men alone.
Before we continue, I want to give a special thanks to Kevin Burke, Beth Bloomer, hey Beth, Ken, and Gabriel Granger for your generous contribution to my channel on Cash App. Please know that your continued support is greatly appreciated.
What I'm realizing is that women are a special kind of
Hey ladies, how are you? Well, I'm gonna call my twin, and I just want to let y'all know, be toxic for the rest of your 20s. You only get one life. Live your toxic 20s. You never get to be 20 years old, 21, 22, 23, 24, none of that ever again in your life.
In case you didn't know, this is one of them rapper girls that goes by the name of Glorilla. One of them ones that make that garbage they want to label as music.
Be toxic, cause don't get in your 30s thinking you could just go slashing tires and doing all this crazy shit. You too old for that now, and you too mature. Be toxic for the rest of your 20s.
And there are young girls out there that are actually listening to her.
And if you're delusional, turn that shit up a notch. Enjoy the rest of your 20s. You only get to do this shit one time.
She's absolutely right. You only get to do it one time, so don't get up, because there are no second chances. And if you listen to her, you're doomed. So what do you think? You think this younger generation are into this toxic relationship crap?
Hey, what's something toxic that you like?
When they tell me to shut up, puts you in your place. It's just hot, you know? Like,
Hey, what's something toxic that you like?
being a little abusive. When he get real jealous, when he see me talking to another boy, he take it out on me. So
Hey, what's something toxic that you like?
I like when people don't let me leave.
Hey, what's something toxic that you like?
When my man choke me out when we arguing.
Hey, what's something toxic that you like?
I like causing a scene in public so I can embarrass you. Like,
Hey, what's something toxic that you like?
I like when my dude like yell at me a little bit, like,
Hey, what's something toxic that you like?
but they're controlling, like, tell me what I can and can't do.
Mine's when he gets into fights with other guys. Oh,
Yeah.
you can fight? Okay.
Yeah, I came with him.
Hey, what's something toxic that you like?
I like to manipulate people. Sometimes when I know that their emotions are easily manipulated.
What's something toxic that you like?
if you don't think I'm right, I gotta start a fight with you.
Not knowing what to expect one day and the next day you're just being f***ed over.
And all of those so-called women are college students. And I have to say it. The majority of these kids in this generation are a complete waste of skin.
What I'm realizing is that women are a special kind of was today years old when I found out that guys have to go into their doctor monthly to get their foreskin trimmed, just like a monthly haircut. And frankly, I'm pretty outraged at the American school system. Like, these are the things that kids need to be learning in sex ed. Do better.
We have to go to the doctor once a month to get our foreskin trimmed? Well, nobody told me. Damn, I'm about 50 years late for my appointment. Maybe we need to drop her off at a college. No, wait a minute, we just saw a bunch of female college students and intelligence is not their strong suit, so never mind.
What I'm realizing is that women are a special kind of
Jobless, carless, living with his mama, fresh out of prison, on drugs, and selling drugs. The recipe for a disaster.
But they won't date a bus driver.
And I said, I'ma love this man to health. I'ma get this man off drugs. You know what I'm saying? I'ma get this man to actually get a job. We ain't gonna sell drugs no more. We gonna get off the streets, okay?
But they won't date a guy who makes $50,000 who's never been to prison.
I felt like I was doing my due diligence. You feel me? I'm like, no, we ain't doing this, baby. I'ma take you and I'ma nurture you and I'ma get you to the man of my dreams.
Instead of getting with a guy with a vision who's already closer to your dreams.
What? But I did it anyway. I'm a pharmacy tech.
Pharmacy techs make anywhere from $35,000 to $55,000 a year. Get with a guy that makes $55,000 a year and the both of you all could be doing pretty good. But no, you chose a broke ex-con.
I'm getting nice apartments. I'm getting cars. He f***ing up every time I turn around. I'm losing cars. I'm losing apartments. I'm losing furniture. I'm losing my mother f***ing mind.
You hearing all the stuff that she was losing, but she stayed with him anyway?
I'm getting dragged through the mud, let me tell you. Every time I turn around, I'm pregnant with another baby. And it's just getting worse and worse to the point where I'm like, oh, hell no.
Oh, after having all those babies and losing all your stuff, then you started to see the light. Wow.
Oh, hell no. I turned around and we didn't have nothing. Nothing. We staying at somebody else's house. We in a hotel room, and I'm just like, you know, it ain't worth it. Bye. I'm f***ing out, right?
Let me guess. Now you're looking for a six-figure man, right?
And I learned through that experience that I was a pick-Misha. I was willing to go through whatever just to have a man tell me he loved me.
No, sweetheart. You are not a pick-Misha. You are just slow. You all know that she had to pass the pharmacy tech examination, become the person who puts your medication together, right?
Because that's the only benefit I really had. I had a family, yeah, sure, but I had no stability. I was losing my mind. My body was huge. I kept having kids. I'm living at the bare minimum. I keep losing shit. I have no self-esteem. I lost myself. I couldn't have friends. It was no benefit of me being a pick-Misha. It was no benefit of me being with a man that had no money just to tell me that they love me. There was no benefit. I benefited nothing. The only thing I benefited is what I know now, which is what I should have already known.
See how
At Amazon Free, we know the only thing better than having a friend with a truck
kind of women out there, so
is
I
having
know.
a friend with a bigger truck. And then on the main.
This is what I'm talking.
See how she keeps classifying herself as a pick-Misha, rather than just saying that she made a bad decision and did it with the wrong type of guy. Instead, she's labeling herself as a pick-Misha. So now all the women are saying that a pick-Misha is a woman who gets with a man just to have somebody say they love him. But in reality, they classified a woman as a pick-Misha as a woman who would go along with the right type of guy's program. Now my hat's off to her for coming clean and saying that she made a mistake by picking a bum-type dude. But stop with the labeling yourself a pick-Misha. So if you're gonna pick a label, pick the right label. You are just dumb. Now, let's let this woman give the correct definition of what they were calling a pick-me or a pick-Misha.
I always found that pick-me word to be a little funny. Because they call women pick-me's that walk in their feminine energy. I'm out here smelling flowers, drinking wine, listening to jazz, doing right by men. And be like, oh, you a pick-me. No, I'm ladylike. They be out here acting ghetto, rocking bonnets on their head, wanna fight everybody that even look at them. You know, goddamn queen, you ratchet. And you call the woman a pick-me that's out here treating men right and walking in their feminine energy. You call them a pick-me. Just a bunch of ratchet bullies. And they think by calling a woman a pick-me, it's an insult. Honey, we women, we supposed to want to be picked by kings. They almost, you a pick-me. You a pick-me. A pick-me that got picked.
Exactly. To all the young women out there, I'm warning you again. Keep repeating what you hear these other women say and follow what these other women do, and you're gonna get exactly what they get. And now for my grand finale. But first, let me apologize for this headache that I'm about to subject you to.
We are the queens of the universe. Men have forgot that we are the queen of the universe. We are the womb. Without us, we cannot create life. This universe would not thrive without women. And men seem to forget that, and women give that power to men to forget that.
Do women create life or do women carry life?
We do both.
I mean, doesn't it take two people?
It does. However, if you have an island with 12 men and 1 woman, you would have a thriving society. However, if you have 12 women and 1 man, you would only have a limited society, and it would not grow on from here on out. For 100 years, you would not have anything.
So let's do her math real quick, shall we? If you have 12 men and 1 woman, you would have a thriving society. So let's see. If there's only 1 woman, she's the only one that can get pregnant. So that means that 1 woman would more than likely have 1 child. So that means that there will be 12 men, 1 woman, and 1 child, which equals 14 people. Versus, she said if you have 12 women and 1 man, you would have nothing. But the 1 man can get all 12 women pregnant, which means that there would be 12 children, 12 women, and 1 man, which equals 25 people. Somebody needs to go back to grade school because our math ain't math.
But don't men create more life since they can get more women pregnant?
No, because if you have 1 man and 12 women, you have a thriving society.
Okay, now she's contradicting what she said before, which now she's actually right because one man can get 12 women pregnant and produce 12 children. Make up your mind.
Because women create the life. However, if you have one woman and 12 men, you get a lot. With 12 men and one woman, you get more.
What? Once again, I apologize for subjecting you all to that headache. Man, she should have never signed that waiver to allow him to release that video because she just embarrassed herself in front of millions of people. And this is yet another video proving why they say that women should not lead. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some women out there who do have and utilize common sense. Unfortunately, the ones who don't have or utilize common sense are going out of their way to embarrass themselves on social media. And once again, this is why I tell guys, make sure you go through these women's social media pages to find out where her mindset is. You'll be surprised how many clues you'll find. And if you get into a discussion with her and she starts talking like this and she actually thinks she's making sense, here's what you might want to do. Hey, somebody had to tell you, and I love you, so it might as well be me. Don't forget to subscribe.
Let me come to my conclusion, man. Guys, it's rough out there. Being a single man is rough. Choose a woman who you're gonna spend the rest wisely. Oh my goodness gracious alive. But there were some women that made sense. Thank God for the ones that made sense in the video. Hope you run across some of those ones that can see a better picture. But for the ones that's just, they want to fight, they want to do all that stuff like he's in that one video. Man, for them younger guys, leave the young women alone. They start acting crazy like that. I mean, to the young guys, leave the women alone. They start wanting to fight you and they want to start something, bring up that toxic stuff. Leave them alone. Trust me, you don't want to be stressed out with hypertension, high blood pressure. Man, them chicks will put you in an early grave. They do. And just pick your woman wisely. The woman you pick with. Just find you a good, solid woman, because you see where some of their heads is at. Even though they got a pretty face, they might have a nice body, but doggone, when you really hear some of these women, you're like, are you serious? Yeah. So men out there, and meet your woman from any walks of life. Make sure she got some sense. Make sure she got some sense, man. And thank God for the ladies that do get common sense to see through this crap. You know, for the good women out there who saw that had made sense about understanding what protection is. Thank God for the ones that do, that will listen to the men. And I hope there's many more, because that gives men hope here. Because right now, the way the two sexes are right now, they're going in the opposite direction. And you want men and women to come together in society. But this society is promoting something totally different. It is. So, so I'm gonna go ahead and wind this up. But be careful who you meet with out there, who you bring home, who you want to invest your time, your health, everything, your whole finances, your health. Men, be careful, because you it's up to you, because you are the one gonna plant the seed for her to bring life into the world. Choose wisely. That's all I can say. Choose wisely. If you gotta stay single, I know it's rough being single. I'm single, but man, what you see out here, I know some of these women were that. Some of these women jacked up. Jesus, their mindset. Well, you really hear them, and that's what we in the era really hearing what they're really feeling. We hear them because they used to say men don't listen. Oh, men are listening now, especially with social media, and you just exposing yourself, telling everything, any old thing. Yeah. So, to all the women say men don't listen, well, this is the era men are listening. And if you don't want to take a man advice, then you're going to be left out. That's basically what men are saying. That we ain't putting up with it no more. So the ones that want to give the hard argument, want the road to go. So you can keep it up like Raul said, and the other one saying, but you're going to see the results. Alright then, ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed this video. Share, like, and subscribe next time. And hope everything worked out and everybody found the right mate for who they would, and wait on the Most High to send you that person. Because the way it's looking, it ain't looking good. Take care. Be blessed.